Ravens return. Which part should I upgrade? A crossout video by Dangerously Incompetent. So the Ravens have returned again, like they did last autumn, and the spring before that, and then the autumn before that, and then the spring before that. I think that was Night Riders, but then Ravens beat up the Night Riders, so turned Night Riders event into Ravens Returns, and so they're back, and it's a little different this time round. Firstly, in the parts you can make, there's the usual mix of equipment and weapons. Although notably, we've got the Argus, but we don't have the power unit. They don't never put all of the stuff on at the same time. But they've got the Rift and the Contact back again. So the usual mix of weapons and equipment, just weapons, and equipment. But then in the decor and the paint department, there's only a handful. 1 decor, 3 paints, and no stickers. When usually there's a bunch of decor, there's a bunch of paints, and there's a bunch of stickers, and there's a usual mix. Usually a mix of it, and they're not all there. And so some of the older ones must be going. The rarity of them going to be making a lot rarer and become more about push the price up, won't it? But the really big change this Ravens return is, as you've seen, upgrades. There's a whole bunch of weapons and equipment, and there's cabins. There's a cabin, and there's wheels, and you can upgrade them. And it's not the regular upgrade where you pay in 3 of the part and then you get a part with random bonuses. Oh no, you get fixed bonuses, much more desirable, much cheaper if those bonuses are the ones you want. If they're not the ones you want, then yeah, it's not worth doing. And it doesn't cost 3 parts, it only costs 2 parts. But then it also costs a bunch of resources and some tailors. And those resources add up to about another part. So it really does cost you 3 parts to upgrade. Just like the regular one, except you get fixed bonuses. Oh, and the other thing is, you can now, normally you have to earn the tailors finding battle. You play a mission battle, but instead of the regular resource rewards, you get tailors instead. But you can also trade them. You trade for them. You can trade your coupons. What's the price doing these days? You can trade the coupons for the tailors at 11 to 10, so roughly 1 to 1. And when the leak came out about that, saying that you get tailors, there's going to be an upgrading event, and you can change your coupons for tailors, coupons jumped up in price to about what they are now. And then when the event started, on the first day, coupons went shooting up in price, but now they're back down to where they were before, when we just had the leak. And when they had the leak, they almost doubled. Yeah, almost doubled. They're around 2 for 20 cents for 10 before the leak occurred. Upgraded parts are just like the regular parts, except they're better. They'll have 2 or 3 bonuses on top of what the regular part can do. In this case, we got mass minus 17%, delay before self-destruction minus 20%, and weight limit plus 10%. So they're better, just a little bit better, but for exactly the same power score. This upgraded one, 2100, non-upgraded one, 2100. And I don't like that. I don't think it's bad for the game. It's giving an advantage to experienced players over new players. It's seal clubbing by another name. So I don't like it one little bit, and I wish it wasn't in the game, but it is. And I'm not going to throw away an advantage, so I'm going to play with upgraded parts if I can. And so should you. But upgrading parts is expensive, even when you're not getting random bonuses, but getting set bonuses, like in this upgrade event. It's so expensive. It's 3 times more expensive than getting the regular part, and you can't afford all of them, almost certainly. And even if you can afford all of them, if you do buy all of them, then you're slowing down your economic progress through the game a lot. So you don't want to upgrade all of them, only a few. But which few? I suggest you upgrade the ones you use a lot already. The ones in the builds that you enjoy playing, you do well with them, and you play them again and again and again. Like the builds you keep around for completing challenges with. Because for example, back in Snowstorm, I upgraded. Where are the big rams? There's the big rams. 4 upgraded big rams. I thought, yeah, minus 17% power penalty. They'll be driving around faster. That'd be great. And I used it a handful of times against the Gronch in the Snowstorm event, and I haven't used them since because I haven't built a big ram build. So I've pretty much wasted 3 times the cost of a big ram, which is what, 400 at the moment. So that's a lot of coins just thrown away, and you can't get it back. You can't sell them. So you can't sell them. You can salvage them, but you get a tiny fraction of the cost, your cost to make them. You get a tiny fraction back. So don't salvage these things. It's just a waste. And you should prioritize not weapons, unless you've got an absolute favourite weapon and it's come up with the best upgrades possible, the bonuses possible, and you use it all the time, because you move around with the weapons, but you do use things like cabins. You use them again and again and again, and equipment like seals, and to a lesser degree wheels. I've had one upgraded seal. I've just upgraded another, and then there's the Shiver is also around, because those are parts I use all the time. So I'm going to get that Shiver. That's what I'm going to do. And then maybe the Hot Rod engine. Durability plus 10% bonus to power 10%. That's pretty good set of bonuses. I'll have one of them because I haven't got an upgraded Hot Rod yet, and I use it quite a bit. It's an engine that doesn't take any power energy. Having narrowed down the number of parts you want to upgrade and pick the ones you really want to, that's really useful to you, you should exchange your coupons for tailors, or grind the tailors in the mission battle, and then upgrade right away, shouldn't you? Well, hold on. Consider this. Consider that resources are at a really high price at the moment. They're not at absolute peak, but they really are quite high. And that's due to the fact we've just had the Syndicate season, and then we've had back-to-back upgrading events. We've had free workbenches, we've had no delay in switching factions, and now we've got an upgrade event. All that's eaten up the stockpiles, and demand has pushed the price right up. So consider that you might be better off selling your resources and selling the parts like this harvester while the prices are high, and then in summer, when presumably the prices have died down because there hasn't been any crafting events, although I am worried that the next season's going to come not in autumn but very, very soon, because they're already leaking the parts for it. But that's a different video. Yes, and then so in the summer when the prices have died down, you buy back the parts and buy back the resources, and then you've made a profit. And then at the next upgrading event, and there is going to be a next upgrading event, there's no question about that, it's so popular, and I would guess it'll be the next Raven's Return in autumn will be the next upgrade event, if not before. You'll be in a much better position because you'll have more resources, more parts, because you've profited by selling now, to upgrade what you want. And if you don't have the resources already, then you're definitely better off selling what you've got, the little you've got, and then doing it getting the upgrades next time. Having picked out a part that you want to upgrade because you use it already, you know and love it, you do good with it, you enjoy playing with it, and you know you're going to use it a lot more in the future, but it's really expensive and it's going to eat up all your spare cash and spare resources. Well, what does a cohort cost these days? 3,500, and you roughly 3 times that. So 10.5 grand to get an upgraded cohort. If that's a huge amount of money to you at the moment, then consider upgrading something more commoner. I mean, if you really fear missing out on the upgrade event, but you can get something like a sledgehammer. So 3 sledgehammers costs 150 coin, not 10,500. A lot more affordable. But are you going to use it? But yes you can, because sledgehammers are pretty good, and you must have a favourite sledgehammer build. And if you upgrade them all, and you're going to use them in the future because you use them for the daily challenges. There's always shotgun challenges coming up, and you can complete them with a sledgehammer in your favouriteest shotgun build ever with upgraded sledgehammers. How good is that going to be? And it's not that expensive compared to, say, upgrading a cohort. Having picked a part to upgrade that we're going to use in the future and you're going to get the money's worth out of it, and we've worked out whether you can afford it or not, now we can go upgrade. Not so fast. When you upgrade, you get bonuses. In regular upgrading, you get a random pick from a list of bonuses. But here, the developers have picked which bonuses you're going to get. You know what you're getting in advance, which is great. But they might not be the set of bonuses you want, or the best for you. So you've got to have a look at it, and don't go straight ahead and upgrade. Look at the bonuses, decide whether they're good for you. For example, this wasp, instead of reloading time minus 9%, you could have plus 5% damage. Is that better or worse than reloading time? For me, I would say I'd prefer to have the plus 5% damage, because it's all about the burst damage. It's all about jumping out from behind cover, shooting, getting back into cover before you get shot back. Whereas the reloading time means you're spending more time out exposed in order to get your line of fire. So they're not necessarily the best bonuses, and you've got to consider, do I really want those bonuses? Are they going to work for me? So for the benefit of newbies, I'm going to run through all the upgrades that are available and say whether I think they're worth it or not. That's is that set of upgrades desirable? Not whether you should have an arbiter or not, an upgraded arbiter or not, but if you are going to have an upgraded arbiter, are these bonuses the ones to go for? Bear in mind, I haven't played with all the bonuses, so this is just a rough and ready guide. Other people are going to have different ideas about which bonuses are best. You will have a different idea about which bonuses are best for you. But for the benefit of newbies who don't have the experience to gauge, here's my advice. So this set for the arbiter, durability, time to overheating and spread, that's a nice set of bonuses because they're firing all the time, so the spread keeps on increasing because you're constantly firing. So you've narrowed down that you're going to hit more of them. Shots are going to be on target, and it'll fire for longer, especially as its legendary bonus increases damage after 7 seconds of uninterrupted shooting. Beholder, what do we get here? Minus 17% mass, yes, that's good. Delay before self-destruction, meh, but all those middle ones for cabins are self-destruction stuff. Weight limit plus 10%. Nah, you want power. You want the power bonus rather than weight limit. I mean, it's a medium cabin. You might want a weight limit if you're building really heavy builds, but most people aren't. So, especially with a medium cabin. So I don't reckon that set is worth it. Durability 10%, power penalty reduced by 10% for an ST wheel. Yeah, that's okay. You might prefer extra tonnage. I would probably prefer extra tonnage than the extra durability, because you always put on an extra wheel for redundancy. But I find tonnage to be quite a hard limit for me. RNCO. Yep, this is definitely worth it. I've already got one of these, and I just upgraded another. Definitely worth it. Reduced mass and increased radiator efficiency. Definitely worth it. Definitely get one of them. And you use radiators a lot because so many weapons overheat. The rapier, extra durability, that's okay. Time to overheating, that's okay. And recoil minus 20%. No, that's rubbish. Don't bother with that. You could have more accuracy or faster turning. No, not doing that one. Pyre, what have we got? Extra durability, reloading time, rocket turn speed. That seems pretty reasonable. Pyres, you're not ducking out of cover like you are with the Wasp. You're doing it from a way away, so you want to fire as often as possible. So reloading time -9% is probably better bet than extra damage, 5% damage. And the rocket turn speed means it's harder for someone to turn a corner and get out of the way. The rockets are more likely to make the corner and still hit them. So yeah, that's okay. Chill, that's a nice set of bonuses, but I wouldn't bother with the chill. Not when you can have a seal. In fact, generally speaking, even for non-upgraded stuff, a chill, if you can have a seal instead of a chill, then get the seal. Because it's not much more power score, and it's a lot more cooling. The limiting factor on radiators and coolers is the fact that they all use 1 point of energy. That's the restriction on your build when you're creating your build. So don't bother with the chill, even though the bonuses are a nice set of bonuses. Unless, of course, you're right at the start of the game and you can't afford one seal, let alone 3, in order to upgrade it. But then you'd be upgrading a chill, and as soon as you get the seal, you stop using your upgraded chill. So you're wasting your money a bit. So yeah, don't. Hulk, what's the Hulk got? Extra durability, reduced reloading time, projectile speed. Yeah, okay, the projectile speed could be pretty useful because they're quite slow. Cannon shots tend to be slow and they'll drop off a lot, but with extra speed they won't drop off as much. But don't have an upgraded Hulk and a non-upgraded Hulk on your build. That would be really confusing because you'd be aiming at different heights. Ammo pack. No, never disregard the bonuses. No, don't use up ammo packs at all. Just don't, unless you're right at the start of the game and you really like cannons and you can't afford the expanded ammo pack. Use the expanded ammo pack over this ammo pack every time. So don't bother upgrading them because you won't use them for long. Colossus. Ooh, that's a good. Engines are good. Always using engines, reusing them again and again. What have we got? Mass -17%. That's pretty good because it's a heavy engine. Weight limit +3%. I upgraded my Colossus year and a half ago when upgrades first came out, and I upgraded for power because power gets you moving, accelerating, and dodging and ducking into the right position. Weight limit is only useful if you're making really super heavy builds. So for me, and I don't tend to do that, so for me that's not a good set of upgrades. But if you like your heavy builds, that may be worth it for you. Vector. Durability 10%, time to overheating 10%, that's good. Spread growth when firing decreased by 17%. Sounds a bit esoteric and not so good, but it is pretty good because you're tap firing vectors to stop yourself overheating completely and not being able to fire for a bit, and which means you've got time for your spread to reduce. And if it's not increasing so much, you don't have to wait so much. That could be. I'd have to try that out really to say whether that's the good one or not. But it's handy. Yeah, that's definitely one to search out in the exhibition and test out. Mastodon. Reduce mass, reduce reloading time and projectile speed. Just the same as the other cannon, isn't it? Yeah, that's probably okay. That's probably good. But if you got the money to upgrade your relics, you're doing all right. Breaker, the other relic we can upgrade. Extra durability, time to overheating, and reduced spread, which is always useful on a shotgun. If you're trying to de-gun someone and get that damage narrowed down to what you're shooting off. What's the next upgrade? Hot red. Durability, bonus to power. That's what you want. Bonus to power, that's what I wanted anyway. I'm going to have one of them as well, if I can afford it. Nova. Mass, self-destruct damage, tonnage. That's okay. Mass reduced means you can put out extra structure, and the cabin tonnage increase means you can put even more structure and more stuff on it without slowing down. But maybe you'd like power instead. If you want an accelerated, zippy hover or even wheeled vehicle, you'd want power instead of cam and tonnage. Camber ST, what we got? Durability and power penalty. I'd rather have the mass reduction, because I don't use these in combat. I do use these in race when I'm showing off. So I'd prefer to have the reduced mass. But yeah, I think there are better wheels for combat, so don't bother with them. Little boy, cannon, same cannon ones again there, okay. Harvester. Durability, melee damage. Yep, that's good. That's a good set. Have them. Growl. Weight limit plus 10%. No, that's a bad set. When do you use a growl in a heavy build? You don't. You want the power. You don't want weight limit. You're going to hit tonnage before you hit weight limit restrictions. Shiver. Reduced mass, increased cooling efficiency. That's good. And I'm going to go get that one because I do use shivers quite a lot. Not as much as I use seals, so get the seal one first, and then when you can afford it, the shiver. Yeah. Twin wheel, durability and tonnage. Yeah, that's okay. Wasp, we covered that before. That's pretty good. Durability, reloading time, projectile speed. No, I decided it wasn't very good, didn't I? I'd rather have the plus 5% damage. Yeah. Icarus 4s. Acceleration efficiency increased by 10% and reduced mass. That's good. That's the one you want, unless you build it for zippy, zoom around hovers that zip from side to side and dodge and duck and dive and weave. Not the flying bunkers ones. So yeah, that's good. Sledgehammer. That's pretty good. Shotgun, reducing the spread. That's always nice. And time to overheating. That's a nice set. That's definitely something worth getting. I've already got upgraded sledgehammer, so I won't bother with them. Well, I don't have to bother because I've already got them. Shiv ST. Yeah, that's all right. Durability and tonnage. Yeah, good one. Good set. Cohort. Reduced mass. Delay before self-destruction. Weight limit plus 10% if you're building heavy. But well, this is a heavy cabin, so yeah, you've already foregone an energy. So yeah, you're probably going to do heavy build. So that's a nice set for the cohort. Tamir, don't bother because you'd be better off with a shiver, and it's not that much more expensive. Cyclone. Durability, time to overheating and spread. Yeah, that's a good set because you want to fire it for a long time. Was it the bonus? Cyclone's rate of fire rises while shooting. Cap can. Cool. If you can afford to upgrade cap cans, you are doing well. Because what are they at the moment? 4,000. Mass reduced. Yes, they're heavy, so it'd be very desirable to reduce that mass. Reloading time and projectile range. Yep, that's a nice set. So you get to pop them out sooner, and they reach further with their harpoon. Yep, that's a lovely set. Nearly done. Judge. Same cannon again. Yeah, that's all right. Elephant. Another cannon. And same cannon stuff. Is it saying? Yes. So yeah, it's a reasonable set. Skinner. Durability, reloading time, range of fire. That's just like the cap can, isn't it? Yep, that's a lovely set for a Skinner. Chameleon. Durability and reloading time. Yep, that's pretty good. Although you might want to consider the Chameleon 2 is not much more power score and it takes the same amount of energy, although it is physically bigger. You're probably not going to use a Chameleon for long. You'll move on to the Chameleon 2, so upgrading is a bit expensive for the amount of time you're going to use it. Aegis Prime. Mass reduced, yes, because it's big and heavy, is it? No, it's not that heavy, so that's not so great. Reloading time 17%, minus 17%. That's good because it's the delay between popping your shield up that gets you, isn't it? But although you could get a shield for longer, I'm not so sure about that. I'd have to investigate that further before giving an opinion there, I think. Durability, time to overheating, and range of fire for the Spark. Yep, that's a nice set. Just like the cap can and the Skinner, that's a nice set if you use Sparks. If you are a Crossout newbie or you're short on resources, don't worry about missing out on this upgrade event. I mean, upgrades are nice to have, but they're only small bonuses, so it's not the end of the world if your build doesn't have upgraded parts on it. And there's going to be upgrade events in the future, so this event, sell your resources, sell your parts for profit because the prices are high, and then rebuy them or rebuild them, and next upgrade event you'll be much better set up to take advantage of it and get the upgrades you want. That's it for this video. If you're going to do some upgrades, which parts are you going to upgrade and why are you going to upgrade them? Tell me on my Discord server, link in the description below. It's always nice to know what other people are up to and why they're doing it. Anyhow, see you later.